Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, guys, and we're going to be reacting to none other than the content nuke Hassan Piker. That is what we are going to be reacting to today. It's going to be a great stream, and we're going to have a lot to talk about. So make sure you guys watch the whole thing and enjoy. I think this is like the most anticipated stream ever, I guess, according to, regarding Ethan's antics lately. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to chat it up, and let's see what happens. Sorry, chat. Forgot to get some of this water getting consumed. There we go. Let's see. Am I live? Is this live? Making sure. Just gotta double check real quick. Chat's up. Yep. Oh, I am live. W's in the chat. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Content nuke Hassan Piker. Oh my god. It's crazy. Let's watch it. I'll have some commentary throughout. Oh, if we're gonna I'll input my commentary throughout this crazy stream.
Years ago,
and yeah, we'll see what happens with this.
Verizon is conquering dead zones with satellite, and I'm helping them do it.
All right, here we go. All right, it looks like it's starting. I gotta make sure the chat's up and running. Make sure I'm reading all of the chats. No chats missing here. Moderator help. Okay, whatever. Okay, here we go. That was in the chat. Here we go, chat. Let's do it. Full screen this. Oh.
We knew the world would not be the same.
We knew the world would not be the same. The few people laughed.
Few people cried.
All right.
Most people were silent.
Who is this, by the way, chat? Let me know.
Line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
We think the Houthi is doing what Houthi
Shut up! Saying king! Fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dogs! Why am I held accountable? God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner. Happy birthday to you!
That's great. Hey, that's really well edited. So far, so good. It took him like 3 weeks to make this, so far so good.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hassan! Happy birthday from Twitch!
Content nuke Hassan Piker.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas.
Oh, the infamous NRA conversation. This is because one of his first bans, I believe. Oh, yeah. Not bans. Strikes? I don't know, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so.
Crazy.
I'm cool like that now. Left or right, I always thought that despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more perfect union.
Hell yeah.
Not tearing it down. The thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism.
That's America. That's America to me.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hassan Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it. Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
There is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just gonna say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets.
That's crazy.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened.
We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you
What
want?
is the idea that
you guys,
people
like,
are
just
looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that
What?
many radical communists? Suck it, chat.
That's crazy.
You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it.
And then
I think I remember watching that podcast where he was talking about communism, calling out why it's not a great system. I remember watching that one. It's pretty crazy. Even Dan, I mean, a lot of the comments were like pro, because Dan was arguing with Ethan about, why communists were, he's just basically standing his point. So I think he was talking about socialism, not communism. I don't think Dan is that crazy, but it is pretty bizarre seeing where he's come to.
And this happened.
This comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist,
Yeah.
what would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education?
re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hassan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one, I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying, suck my tongue or whatever, but like, that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
So
took
China
over.
unilaterally took over Tibet,
Like,
squelched
these are,
their culture. They basically are trying to, homogenize the culture.
if your culture,
They're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
the part of
they did them
feudal
a favor.
warlords and slavery, abolishing that, yes, I do think that that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government
Hold on. Tibet was a separatist.
that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs.
Really,
Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that
it's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this
But, yeah,
crazy
they're-
documentary, and I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No,
or-
that's no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with.
Dog, okay. That one is like Shen Yun,
They're like, we
Falun
can
Gong.
get you an organ
Um,
from a Uyghur.
What?
But why is that? Is that
That's
really
crazy.
that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, you know, all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like, all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, you know, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hassan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America Bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hassan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries, I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries, that's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then this happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning, where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hassan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hassan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you, do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you
I
have
just
to
opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child, cold, arrogant, as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised?
That is pretty crazy. Honestly, I never really watched the Leftovers podcast as much, but I didn't know they bickered this much, especially towards the end of the podcast. Obviously, October 7th was a big pivotal point with their politics. They disagreed a lot more, but maybe I should have watched more of their politics. Their Leftovers podcast, because it was crazy how I didn't see any of this bickering. It looks like they might have been quarantining. I don't know. I actually don't know what they were doing here. Working from home, maybe? I don't know.
Guys, when your Discord is literally full of fucking
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
Hassan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat. And I thought that was fucked up.
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that
The irony is crazy there.
because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hassan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims.
But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even. Yeah. Okay. Like.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't.
just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it.
I honestly felt at times that he and his
That was
audience
pretty
barely
crazy.
thought of Israelis as humans.
But this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well.
What?
There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas
That's
is
pretty crazy.
downplaying the violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole is not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hassan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in response... Hold on, dude.
That is pretty wild.
You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
They were forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit?
And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets.
When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion.
My only crime is wanting a two-state solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians. That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist. And because of Hassan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's
She's born
sad.
there.
That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. I feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist,
Bro,
man.
look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan.
That's crazy.
Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro. I love you, Hassan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one.
Okay.
I think I look. What did he say? Wait, did he say I think I look gay in that picture?
Like terrorists. If they're Jews, Christians, Muslims, they're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music.
Oh shit, my camera was off the whole time.
This isn't a music video, Hassan.
My fault.
They've been taking over these ships. They started
My camera
they
was
started targeting the
not
ships.
on there.
People on this
I apologize,
helicopter
guys.
right now?
Yes,
They're
Holy
streaming
smokes.
this?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, they're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. We think the Houthis on
What?
Allah is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
He is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hassan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America, in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, one thing you have to do is is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond,
right,
social democratic ideas.
I just wanted to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel, where, for example, Hassan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hassan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy.
You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda.
With robust social safety nets.
Called radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers, like higher unionization rates.
A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
for the record.
I'm not calling
I'm
you
a
that.
propagandist.
I'm just saying. I'm going to
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then I want to.
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hassan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
That's
dude,
crazy.
I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most scummy, vile fucking idiots.
Liberals are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hassan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry, Kiva. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hassan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far, and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation, after mainstreaming someone like Hassan, to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've been hearing
nothing
for weeks.
but a simple man.
Now,
A simple man who understands right from wrong.
Yeah. You're an important, influential voice to a lot of people.
I'm an idiot. I'm a dumb bimbo. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there are some things
I've gotten numb to criticism like this. It's not. As a matter of fact, I seek it.
So he's saying he didn't bother to investigate Hassan over the time he collaborated with him, despite there being copious material available. Sounds very implausible to me, bro. Listen, he said, I mean, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You want to, do you investigate all of your friends when you hang out with them? Do you go and do background research on what they believe in? And no, you learn that as you become more cordial. You learn that just by spending time with them. Yes, these are public figures, but you see them at face value for the most part. I mean, if anybody out there does deep research on what people believe before they become friends with them, or in this case, partners, it's it's not something normal people do. You just like, hey, you're a good guy. I like what you've said. I'm not gonna you don't go and do background checks on people. Basically, if your friend is a content creator, it's pretty easy to find material. Of course, like he said it in the beginning. I don't know if you watched that part. He said some crazy stuff such as 9/11 deserved America deserved 9/11. He called people the C word cracker. I think that's okay on YouTube, and he said, you know what, I've done crazy things as well in my past. But then as he got to know him more and more, he really got to see the other side of him that isn't always on the internet. You know, the things that is not super controversial. He might have said it once, he might have said it twice, but it's still something he believes in, or it's an underlying belief that he has, saying it once or twice. So I think it's okay to be friends with someone in face value, and then the more you get to know that person, then you get to see how they really are. It happens to a lot of people when they become roommates. When they go to college with someone, you know, you're friendly, you see them in school every day you see them in school, and then you start to live with them, and then you start to see their baggage, and then you realize, wait, who did I just become friends with? I've never met this person before. Same thing with alcohol. People are friendly, they're always outgoing. They start sipping alcohol, it's like a whole different person. I said that about 11 years ago, and that was why exactly. That's what I said. He said that years ago, but Ethan has also said crazy takes years ago, and people evolve. If he would have said, "Yeah, I apologize for that," people can evolve, people can mature, and so therefore, it might have not been a big deal for him. I mean, think about it. That's very controversial opinion, so there's a lot of motivation to spread that because it creates engagement. I believe that, and I on my main channels, I believe in engagement bait. Of course, it's a very big market and it sells very well. So, of course, having that's your controversy, having this big outlandish take. But if you apologize for it, you don't have to be criticized for it forever. You can evolve, you can grow, you can mature. So Ethan thought, you know what, he's not learned his lesson, but he's apologized for it. He's acknowledged it. He's willing to take the criticism when people have criticism. He says he understands. But there's these off takes that Ethan is finding off of him that he has he has not even acknowledged, such as these crazy takes that he's taking right now. But hey, let's keep watching.
It out because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
And there are baby settlers as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, bloodthirsty, violent
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN
What?
is an app that lets you change your location.
There's a sponsor in this video? What the fuck? That's crazy. ExpressVPN does not care about their brand. They're just like, hey, you know what? Anybody willing to... This is so controversial. How would they... Okay, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I guess.
With this power. Well, you can sign up for Netflix from a different country, but why would
Cool.
you want to do that? It was $14.
ExpressVPN, they just say, I'll put my label on anything.
66 cents. Okay, but it even gets better than that. Netflix and all the streaming apps have different catalogs for each region. So let's say, for example, I want to watch some Dragon Ball Z Broly, but it's not available in the USA. Psych! All you need to do is switch locations to Canada, refresh, and boom! That easy and fast, Dragon Ball Z time. I use these websites to help find whatever shows I'm looking for. You can type in the show you want, and it will show you which region to connect to. The amount of content I have access to is insane. It's super easy to use. It's an app you connect to, and then you pick which country you want to connect to. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Go to expressvpn.com/h3hc for 4 free months.
Maybe I should be showing that.
And
but
now,
whatever.
back to our program. Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strategizing on a new advertising vertical.
My friends at Twitch headquarters, The executives, the influencers, Hassan, nice to see you, Frogan, front row. I am here to present to you an extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now, don't panic, okay? Because you're going to want to panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I'm suggesting. Hassan Piker. Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hassan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, gentlemen and gentle ladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe?
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab tier list. That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Twitch. Here's the thing, with help from people like Hassan, terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists, they're, go ahead, he knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one, the resistance isn't
not
perfect. Right? Gotta crack some eggs, man. Hassan, you know socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in 2024, I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really.
That's crazy.
Abort is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is he thinking? You guys actually believe this idiot is a socialist? Forget a religion. Hassan is the...
All right, I'm going to defend Hassan on this take because Ethan has also defended Hassan on this take. He's saying what socialists can't own nice things. Of course they can. I think he did a tour of his $2 million apartment. So yes, I'm gonna go ahead and back up Hassan on this. Sure, he shouldn't be advocating so heavily on this when he's on. He shouldn't be advocating so heavily on socialism on communism when he himself partakes in tons of capitalist behavior.
The opiate of the masses, straight to the gulag for anyone subbed to this idiot.
Or that designer dog.
This breed's stunning fluffy coat comes with a price. Chow Chows shed all year.
Very cute, by the way, but those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then fuck the U.S. Navy. You know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army is fucking broke.
I don't have a problem with wealthy people who maintain socialist credibility by engaging by self-critic, maintaining transparency and openly acknowledge your privileges. He doesn't though. He does. I guess that's one of Ethan's takes in this. What you call it? Call out for him being a socialist, but partaking in tons of capitalist behavior. He says, "It's fine. Hey, I work hard too. Hey." But then again, he goes and says how these capitalists that do the same thing he's doing is wrong.
Dude,
which is
I'll tell you
which is buying excessive. You don't need. You can go to the pound. You can get a dog for just adopt a dog. You know they need homes too. Why go pay a what are they called? Those dog farms. You pay these people that. That's what they're for. They buy these dogs, they breed them, they inbreed them multiple times so they can profit heavier, and people still support this. Where he's against that, essentially. Are you saying Hassan doesn't engage in self-critic, maintain transparency and open knowledge privilege? Obviously he does, but he does it in a sarcastic way. Like yeah, this, and then he makes it seem like he's being sarcastic. So therefore, the casual viewer would be like, oh, he's acknowledging that he's doing it himself, but then his diehard fans are like, oh, he's just being sarcastic. He's not really. He's fine. Participating in a system is not condoning a system. He's what? You don't. Okay, yeah, you don't. Okay, he speaks against the system that he participates in. He might not be condoning it, but he's also participating. It's like me saying, "Hey, I hate McDonald's, but I'm still gonna go get my McChicken every Monday. But I hate the fact that these McDonald's corporations are blending chicks, which they probably are not. They're blending chicks in blenders and that's how they make the nuggets. But you know what? I'm still gonna go to McDonald's and get my McNuggets. Obviously, I'm participating in their quote unquote blending chicks. That's how they can blend more because I'm a consumer of the same thing.
Who loves America more than the army? Qatar. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, but they're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. Well, you kids love anime, right? Yeah. Can't get enough of it.
Yes, you do have a choice in capitalism. Yes, you do, coolest dude. You don't have to buy a Porsche. Camrys do the exact same thing. A Camry will take you from point A to point B. A Porsche that's 8 to 10 times more expensive will do the exact same thing that a Camry would. A $1,500 dog will love you just as much as a $100 adopted dog that you got from a adoption center. It will do the exact same thing. So yes.
I mean, look at what we've already done with Hassan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man.
You must participate in capitalism, survive. You must engage in market transaction. Of course, but it's the way you do it. It's like a capitalist would go to the store instead of buying the $50 G-Shock that will tell you the time. It'll tell you the date. You can even do calculations. Some of them even have calculators on their watches. But instead of that, you would rather prefer to buy the $50,000 watch that just tells you the time, maybe the date if you're lucky. That's the difference of capitalism. You can choose the cheaper option that does the exact same thing as the expensive option.
No, we got a big party for you after. No, don't do it. Let's wait, because we got a big party and a cake and everything for you after in the back. Prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. That's part of the past. Look what we've done already. This Houthi pirate. I mean, who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America.
Either way, participating in capitalism and choosing the cheaper option often means, of course, you survive. That's what it is. We live in a capitalist society, at least in the U.S. I don't know where you live. Maybe you live in the U.S. But if you do live in the U.S., we live in a capitalist society. Of course, you have to partake in capitalistic things. That's just the way of life. But you can be conscious about the way you spend your capital and not partaking in labels such as Porsche. You can just, if you want a vehicle, you can get a cheaper option. Use the extra money to do other things. You can spend that extra $100,000 that you spent from your Porsche to your Camry to go do different things. You can help people. You can help yourself. You can help your family. It doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. Sure, you make a ton of money. Of course, he does. I mean, so sure, he makes a ton of money, but he can use it in his way, in his socialist way, more efficiently.
America, curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. None other than Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys, and let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance is...
Makes no sense. Okay, choosing the slave labor, it doesn't take slave labor to make things cheaply. You think that Louis Vuitton, you think it really took an Italian designer from Louis Vuitton that sells their bags for $8,000. You think it really took $8,000 worth of time and material? No, those bags are mass produced as well. Those bags probably took, you know what, in a very, I'm gonna say in a very liberal sense, it probably took maybe longer than what a regular freaking what is the other one? It's called Michael Kors. A Michael Kors bag probably took like an hour to make, whereas a Louis Vuitton probably took like maybe 4 or 5 hours. But still, the price difference is insane because most people buy for the badge, the prestige. They buy for the logo. That's what they buy for. You think a Gucci bag costs more to make than a Michael Kors bag, and they're like a fraction of the price? No, they don't. Neither does a Rolex. Neither does a G-Shock. Sure, they might be like in the hundreds of difference, but not in the thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. A Porsche does not take as much than a other car. They are all, everything's down to science. The Porsche, what is it called? The assembly lines are just as fast as a Camry assembly line. The workers are getting paid the exact same, maybe a little bit more, sure, of course, but in his socialistic ways, he wouldn't feed for that. He wouldn't feed the underpaid to get a nicer logo. Because all of these people, everybody that works, all of these major manufacturers, they all work with overseas manufacturers.
Perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get them. If you want to know where on the political
Yeah, I pretty much said my take on the Porsches. It takes probably a week for a Porsche to be made, and then it probably takes a day for a Camry to be made. But that doesn't equate $100,000 worth of labor.
Hassan,
what the difference is, you know.
On sits. Take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hassan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hassan loves all terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis.
And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler.
The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. My camera. I had to get something real quick. What'd you say? The point I'm trying to make is the fact that he buys expensive things doesn't mean he buys more exploitative things. He could be argued that many things everyday people are buying more exploitative. Hence, my example of slave labor being used to create cheap, affordable things. It is, though. He bought in a very expensive dog, which in turn turns to exploiting even worse, actually, this the dog breeders that do this inhumanely, it incentivizes them to do it more often. You think that they cycle through new dogs every other day or something? They don't. They use the same thing. They inbreed to make more dogs. So for him purchasing a Chow Chow, which is like a very sought out dog, it incentivizes more people to be like, hey, let's just make some more. Let's go ahead and inbreed more to make more dogs, which leads to tons of problems. The reason why I know this is because I know people that have bought dogs that have been inbred and they grow up to have lots of health issues. They purchase these luxurious high-end dogs for thousands of dollars, and then that's all they do. They just die sooner.
Oh, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews. We want to kill Jews. And then people like Hassan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis' slogan do not factor in to what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like, for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hassan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical? Sure. These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way, just so you know. These fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food.
I'm so confused. What is
العسكري يوم سيطرنا على الخوبه بآلي ما نبالي بالهضر والمدفعية
That's right, my friend. Hassan just played straight-up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes, as Hassan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
What is going on? Can you explain this? This is a 3-minute video of... What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing, you know?
No. They do like they do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shoot. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof, Wicked, Alexander Hamilton, man.
There's no reason we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking they start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything. That lines up with leftist values. Hassan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hassan is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no,
For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a
it that. I'm just
propagandist.
This is like a hostile. They're streaming this?
Yeah. Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hassan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hassan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hassan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
This is wild.
So they take it over, they take it over, they take it over, and they tell the people in the ship, usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews, and they're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hassan is asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year, prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys, Hassan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
That's crazy.
This is a 3-minute video of what do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like, are you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
I bet Hassan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hassan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room?
Yeah. And I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay. Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hassan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page. That's crazy. Click it. Dude, Hassan be saying some wild stuff, man. So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hassan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with? They got a beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh, Hassan, my sweet, naive friend.
That's crazy.
You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this? That's right, bitch. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
That's pretty swaggy. I mean, these are kids, but still pretty swag.
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape. You got a beautiful voice too. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got
Houthis been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Houthi Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother.
Chalamet.
What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are going to get banned? I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hassan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. We love you too, man. Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You could tell him that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool, though. That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just having we're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hassan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hassan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hassan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members
who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do some death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's crazy.
That's so funny.
That's crazy.
Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't
Is
think
there
there's a KFC in Yemen,
there?
dog.
He says they have two.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's
No,
crazy.
no.
Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid?
One Piece?
No way!
Yeah.
That's
Sick.
probably where he got his
Yes,
piracy
yes,
from.
That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god. We think the
That's probably where
Houthis
he's
on
got
Sarawak
his-
is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember
Luffy's a
Luffy's
pirate.
flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this.
What?
Predictably, there was some blowback after
What
this
up,
interview,
Carlitos?
and Hassan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is neither a Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate, is not a Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi
Just chilling,
himself. He's
reacting
not a
to this
pirate,
video,
but,
Carlitos.
you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not. No, he was just some fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview, though? Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take
He said
Hassan's
yes.
word for it and assume.
Even though
okay,
he
this
just
kid-
like contradicted his whole thing. His whole speech was contradicted. Neither channel where to stand on the whole thing, Hassan thing. Neither channel, where do you stand on Hassan? Honestly, I haven't read. I'm halfway through this video. I haven't made a stance yet, Carlitos. But so far, it is pretty radical what Hassan has done. Very contradicting. So far, I don't know. Maybe there's a turning point somewhere. I'm gonna say this. I am biased because I have never watched Hassan on his Twitch. So I guess this is a biased take because I've watched Ethan, but never have I seen Hassan. I did watch their Leftovers show, but that ended, a while ago, and even then I didn't watch the whole thing. But so far, very contradicting what he is saying. When you fall on the politics spectrum, I'm definitely more left-leaning, left Carlitos. So that's why it's funny when like two leftists are arguing. It's kind of funny. It's funny because you don't see that on the right. I feel like right wing politicians or political content creators that are on the right, they just suck each other off. They don't care what they think. Like, you know what? You're just more right wing than I am, but I'm still gonna suck you off. I'm still gonna like support you. Where like this is two left winging political content creators that are beefing, which is kind of new. It's nuanced, and I like it. All right. Here we go. Let's keep watching.
He is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" The meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth with a pike, or how Hassan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence and Support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put
That's a
this
butt
into
plug.
your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes.
That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo unless I saw something different.
Hassan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hassan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hassan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things. Oh, look, Hassan. He dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving, propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this entire conversation is fucking idiotic. It's not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets? What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
0? I mean, you platformed him. Do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is like, my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hassan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, you know, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like, focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks? You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus,
Hassan is a fake socialist grifter, but I do agree with his Palestine stance. I mean, you can agree with his stance on Palestine, but he goes above and beyond that. It's just like you can agree with someone who likes cats, but if they're starting fucking cats, you know, you like them a little bit way too much. You know what I mean? You can like a thing, but once you go above and beyond just liking it and being pro that thing, there's a difference between those two.
Doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say I'm a stenographer for the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence.
Thank you,
I'm
Carly.
either
Does
of those
appreciate
things.
you.
I'm curious who you think I am doing
While
the
we're having
propaganda
this conversation, 3,000 Pierce, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. like Hassan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is. Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so cynically exploit it
To sidestep any criticism.
What a bigot. Before we move on, Hassan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him, which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay. Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy, who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
You might think this is a
Would've
sweet,
killed Anne
innocent
Frank.
girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hassan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he
That is pretty
platforming
crazy.
terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hassan likes to obfuscate on this and says nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short,
Make a
nobody
list of
likes...
Israel's crimes, Ethan, please.
Well, there is one.
That should be oh my God. Yes, these both parties are at fault. It's like saying people that, maybe this analogy might not be like the best analogy, but like if someone doesn't like apples, they're going to make a list of why apples suck. If someone doesn't like pears, they're going to make a list why pears suck. But if you go to the person that likes apples and say, hey, make a list why pears suck, they're not going to have that many examples. He doesn't obviously hate Jewish people. They think that they're both in the wrong. So therefore, he doesn't have the enlightenment or the knowledge to criticize both parties equally. He has opinion. He's biased towards one side more. And so is Hassan. He's criticizing why Hassan is being more radical than him. It's basically a who is more radical stance here, because they're both left-winging political content creators, and he's just trying to say, hey, I am not that radical. I'm not that far into the left, so don't rope me in with these far left content creators. There's no light side of the force here. These are both in the same spectrum. It's just the spectrum gets farther and farther when it goes to Hassan than it goes to Ethan, and he doesn't want to be roped in to Hassan's basically deep sea. It's like a whale. You know how whales, they usually roam up here, where is one of those lantern fishes. They're like deep sea. they're not in the same. They're not in the same. They're in the same ocean, but they're not in the same depths. Basically, that's literally what they're arguing about.
One person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Hassan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are."
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak...
What? Where? Carlitos, where are you getting this? Every time I like rebuttal anything you say, you're like, yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, LOL, yeah, you're right. I feel you. But then you come out with these crazy takes. Come on, Carlitos. What the heck, Carlitos? Are you trying to like bait me or something? I don't understand.
and feeble and psyche.
How did the IDF made this video for Ethan? What? Come on, man. That can't be real.
Mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israeli.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide. The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet. The Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see...
To any fan watching, our host disavows any spicy chat views. Well, that's kind of a given. I don't think any content creator will ever say whatever my chat views are, that's what I go for. But with that being said, this is still pretty funny. Thank you, Carlitos, for giving you a good laugh. That's funny. You're a funny guy.
See them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Okay? Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why
Exactly, Carlitos. You know exactly
look at
what
these
it
dudes
is,
and go,
Carlitos.
oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
Knowledge.
And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge.
I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim, okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hassan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to
up.
be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is
Carlitos, you're
insane.
funny, bro.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah
Watch
started
out,
launching
Carlitos.
rockets
I know
into
where you
Israel
live, brother.
Hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason?
Exactly.
No, my
Aiden.
audience
I know
will kill
exactly
me
where
for
you
being
live.
a
I know where
Zionist.
Carlitos lives. I know
Okay,
everything
let's
about you
try
guys,
this.
actually. As a matter of fact, I know everything about you guys. You know where to hide.
They just kind of were there. Hell yeah. Another slick political saved by boots on the ground, Hassan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying...
Wait, was that an AI? Did you do AI, Hassan Piker? Let me see.
They just kind of were there. Hell yeah. Another slick political saved by boots on the ground, Hassan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a
it was AI.
pro-Palestine activist, how does lying
signals
about
all
this serve your
too-
agenda?
yeah,
all it
of
does is
course.
further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids
love
any
DeepSeek.
criticism for his team. And this
Honestly,
is what
I'm not. This is an unbiased take, I guess, but I've been using DeepSeek way more than ChatGPT. It's whatever. You know what? I don't care if they know what I do not care if China knows what time I go to bed, what I look up, because I mean I don't look up crazy shit. So the fact that they help more than I care, they help me more than I care what I'm looking up. I'm not looking up anything crazy, nothing illegal. So I don't care what they know I'm looking up, to be honest. And they're helping me, so that was in the chat. Shout out to the CCP. Come on, Carlitos.
continues to drive
Come on, man. Not shouting out to them. Come on,
this
man.
conflict on forever. Hassan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them. For
No shout outs to the
TikTok and Twitter
CCP.
likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are, without a doubt, the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are
Tiananmen Square
Islamic
forever.
jihadists
You're
that
crazy,
want to
bro.
convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group.
Hey, you know what? This is great because a lot of people like to okay, I'm gonna hedge this a little bit because obviously I'm not pro the CCP, but hey, look, does capitalism work in this case? Because the Chinese people can do the same thing that Americans do in a fraction of the price. I guess that's been you know what? Hasn't that been like a thing forever? Chinese manufacturers can make things cheaper than the U.S. Maybe the U.S. is wrong. Maybe I am pro CCP. I'm just kidding. But look, they are doing it cheaper. They're having AI integrations, AI learning cheaper than they do in America. ChatGPT, like what? Isn't it like $500 million to train an AI bot, where like the CCP or China does it in $5 million, something like that. So hey, I'm doling up the VPN. You gotta get a VPN, IP swap. You might as well just go to burner PC, and go to McDonald's and use their Wi-Fi, and use the VPNs, all of it. The protection. You know what? Carlitos? You also need one of those foil hats. Put that foil hat on. That'll protect you from aliens too. I hope you keep the live going when they arrive to deport you for treason. What? You know what?
These guys have been...
You know what? I'll keep it on. That's great content, so I'll keep it on for you.
Suicide bombings.
I'm sure that's what you love to see, Carlitos. They'll take me away, but you know what, Carlitos? Something tells me that they're going to take you away too.
Civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets.
We'll be riding in the bus together. We'll dap it up in the bus. There we go, like that. Boom.
rockets into civilian populations and performed
We'll
over
dap it up on
100
there.
suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable by death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires?
And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar.
That lines up with leftist values, or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead.
I'm dead. Muslim bat, Ethan. We get it already. I don't think you're listening, Carlitos. Okay, yes. You know what? Him criticizing them for being billionaires. People that are supporting, okay. People that are supporting Palestinian people are usually like the people that actually partake in socialist and communistic values. Now he's criticizing Hassan. In this case, he's criticizing them for being billionaires and being part of this like a socialist democracy. So yes, I guess he is criticizing them. But in this video is mostly about Hassan, which he is known to be very, what is it called, hypocritical of his values towards what he believes in. But in the same case, Hassan is also a capitalist, but he just doesn't want to say it.
They killed it all. They're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. No, it's just
Carlito, stop it, bro. You're a funny man.
Okay.
We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye. Welcome.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hassan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you?
This is the same take that I don't know if you guys remember when Ethan interviewed something Pearly Things. Oh, wasn't it All Pearly Things? Something like that, where she said that slavery was embellished because the slave owner or slave workers were like, yeah, he was like a father to me. It's the same take right now that these Shikre? Just Pearly Things, yeah, exactly. Just Pearly Things. Where she's like, slavery was embellished and these slaves were thinking they're slave owners and their masters, and they said that they were like family. They were doing that so they don't get whooped any harder. They don't get whooped, or I don't even know if what they don't get treated worse, basically. So these people that he's talking about right now, it's like they're just being nice to their captors, so they don't get worse treatment. They don't get into the bunker and chained to the wall. They can sit on the couch that night. So they're being nice. Anyways, let's keep watching.
Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Dude, okay, I'm going to be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's going to miss their hospitality, like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious that
Hassan will probably say, this was embellished.
terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way. Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper
Bro, I'm out of
rifle.
pearls to clutch. What are you talking about?
Admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifle.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
That looks good as fuck, Loki.
Is that COD?
COD? Is that Call of Duty? This is not Call of Duty, my friend. I've never played this. This was not in their, what is it called? The story mode. I don't know what story mode you've been playing, but not this one.
1 minute, 36 seconds. Nice. He's
This is
taking his
interesting that
time
this might
to
backfire on
analyze
Ethan.
and think.
I don't see
expect
how
nothing less
Carlitos.
from a journalist.
The reason why I think I don't know how, because this is literally Ethan's first actual thoughts on Hassan. Most of the times when people talk about him, they're like, yeah, he's a friend, we're friendly. At least like the first, when they first stopped doing what's it called, leftovers, he was still calling him a friend and he was still friendly. This is like his first conversation about what really happened and why they split up, at least that I know of. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not a member, but I maybe there's a member stream somewhere that he talked about why they split up, but I feel like this is Ethan's first like talk about what's going on, and you could let me know if there's other things that I missed. We see the fallout, I guess, but I don't know. We're gonna see the fallout. Yeah. So this is gonna be his first, because obviously Hassan, he's a live streamer on Twitch, so he talks about it more often than Ethan would. Ethan does, because Ethan only posts videos frequently, or whenever his scheduled, whatever his podcast show is. It's not as frequent as Hassan. Hassan is a daily streamer. Oh, did y'all see the video already? We're watching it right now, Pinky.
Such as Hassan. Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's going to talk.
That's crazy.
He's done it again. We love you.
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has.
Why do you want them both to lose, Carlitos? Do you hate both of them? I don't think so. I think you're more Hassan brain than Ethan brain, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Why do you want them both to lose?
A good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full.
Oh.
Okay. You can't do half genocide.
I mean, yes, I know. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say Hassan brain or Ethan brain because they're pretty much both in the same political spectrum. But what I meant was like, who did you watch more? Did you watch Hassan more? Did you watch Ethan more? No represented, not represented. They both suck. What? Piggy, really? You don't like them either? What don't you like about them? What is it that you don't like? Their politics or their views, or what is it? Is it their I don't know. What is it? Let me know. Cuz one's definitely more left than the other, which is Hassan. Hassan's definitely more radically left than Ethan, but they're both left wing politicians. Not politicians, political content creators. Both cringe grifters. Okay, I could see that. I could see that, Carlitos. I'll give you that. Okay, you know what? I'll give you guys that, Carlitos and Pinky. They are grifters at the end of the day. I'll give you that.
A bit of displacement and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation. Okay?
I'll give you guys
Which
that.
is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? The fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda. But he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
There is one
You don't take them seriously?
in
No,
captivity.
of course. Never take anybody online seriously, Pinky. Come on. These people are entertainers at the end of the day. Don't take anybody online seriously. If anybody you're going to take seriously as people that you trust, people that you know personally, don't even take me seriously. I'm just an online personality as well. Trust me. Don't take anybody online that's your quote unquote idol. I would say not even idol. Just like, don't take any content creators seriously. They are there to entertain, profit, and do their thing. At the end of the day, they don't even take themselves seriously. At times, they probably say stuff just to bring a conversation, just to make people angry, to talk about them. So don't take them seriously, of course.
That we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that
W's in the
Hamas
chat. Let's go,
dealt on
Carlitos. Let's
October
go,
7,
Pinky.
not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes
Kamala?
once again.
What do you mean by that, Carlitos?
Doing rape fantasies once again because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
I did see, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, when the October 7th the whole thing went down. I don't know if you guys follow this page, probably don't follow it, but it's like this page on Instagram where they post like, it's like the gore videos that you used to see when you were like 7 or 8. They post that on their website, and I follow them. They're like, hey, look at this. And I did see tons and tons of okay, I'm gonna backtrack that. I didn't see it, but I saw the posts of tons of mass rapes and mass not good, not safe for work stuff happening to people in Gaza and in Israel from these like gore websites. I didn't see them, I didn't watch them, but I saw the feed and I saw that they were there. So that means it happened, right? You would think, right? If you just because you didn't watch the video doesn't mean it didn't happen, right?
Happened on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem.
Stop, Carlitos. You know what? DeepSeek they're after me, bro.
That many people can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot, obviously.
Gam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas
DeepSeek is
terrorists
after me, bro.
and was held captive for 51
Shout out to
days.
CCP.
Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day.
That's
and
horrible.
is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hassan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens
They
of
did
testimonies from witnesses.
I watched
most
some of
who
them.
were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week, there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hassan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to
It didn't
deny the
happen.
suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect.
Stop it,
This
Carlitos.
conflict will never end until people realize
What the
that
fuck?
Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done, but not while people like Hassan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hassan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
You think Ethan's gonna end the video with promo code Visit Israel? Absolutely not, Carlitos. I don't think he's even like. I don't think so. No, of course. Why did I even entertain that dumbass comment? I'm sorry, Carlitos. That shit was trash, bro.
And now, let's move on to our next.
Maybe Hassan will next live stream be like, "Hey, shout outs to the Palestinian." You know what? I don't really care. At the end of the day, I don't care. War is bad. Do not kill people. Be nice to each other. I don't care. As long as people are not dying, let's just end war.
Terrorism.
I'm not pro-Palestine. I'm not pro-Israel. I'm just neutral, I guess you could say. I don't know enough to be any of them. I'm pro no war. I'm pro no killing nobody.
Organization. Twitch TV.
Except you, Carlitos. I'm coming for you, brother.
TV. Sinwar. Nasrallah. Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership,
Sleep with
there's
one
been
eye
a
open,
few
Carlitos.
notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing.
Okay,
Oh, well,
we can talk
there is
about that,
one thing-
Carlitos. I will back you up on this one. I definitely think he's on Ozempic. As a longtime viewer and how much he struggled with losing weight and all of a sudden losing it in 1 year, I don't know if his willpower was that strong in just a year. But you know what? I have no evidence. He doesn't owe me or owe us or any of his viewers if he doesn't want to be truthful, if he doesn't want to say, hey, I did use Ozempic, he doesn't owe it to any of us. If he says he did it the right way, he worked out or whatever he said he did, then whatever, he's fine. So is Alex Jones? Bro's still fat, bro. What are
He
you talking
actually
about?
laid off 900
Alex Jones still
employees.
thick.
That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hassan. He really likes Hassan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself. Clancy
No, Carlitos, how dare you, bro? Please,
talk
no,
shows
please.
on Twitch.
Please do not boost this stream. Please do not boost my small channel to their large subreddit. That might get me more views. Please, Carlitos, please. I promise you, I will hate it if I got more views on this channel that is a smaller channel. I do not want that. I do not want people to come in my stream or my videos, like them, or watch more of this, because it will not help me whatsoever. This channel is not monetized, so having more people come and watch this and more watch hours will not benefit me whatsoever. So please do not clip this, and please do not send it to their very large subreddit that might get me some more viewers. Please don't. Please, Carlitos, please. That's not what I want at all.
He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hassan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no,
pay your bill,
not
Pinky.
under
Pay the
Dan
bills, man.
Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter.
That happens
Just
to me
for
too when I
clarity,
don't pay my
Dan
bill.
Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hassan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy.
Even he's like,
Oh
why
my
are you
God.
doing this? That's crazy how he's even upset that he's doing this. If the CEO of YouTube sings to me happy birthday, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, how dare they? I'll be like, yes, let's go. I am him. I am the owner of YouTube. Please sing to me more. I will not be like, no, don't do it. Oh no. Anyways, this is a pretty cringe take right here.
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked. I'm
Happy
cooked.
birthday from Twitch, Hassan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in their crew
During
room
their lunch break.
and sing happy birthday for Hassan Piker. How humiliating
That's so
is that?
cringe.
There's
This is
also
the
a small
cringiest
issue
shit.
of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Yo, this is just OnlyFans, bro. It's like basically just OnlyFans models. I just died of vergüenza ajena. Me too, Carlitos.
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also
I'm about to start OnlyFans. Carlos, if I start OnlyFans, you better subscribe, brother. I know you want to see it.
Okay? Okay. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there.
That's funny as shit.
And now you're in your stories.
More than feet. More than feet.
okay.
You'll see it all.
That's very nice. That's also
You'll see the brown star.
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way, and now you're seeing clips.
Even the guy's like, wait a minute.
Clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
First of all, it's close enough you're
Even
creep,
bro's
but
like,
what an incompetent
yeah, bro, what do
idiot
you
are. You're the
subscribe
CEO
to?
of Twitch, and you get caught with the fucking... You get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice?
That's hilarious.
Oh, come on, dude. You got wife, man. Got daughters.
Bro's down bad.
You don't need to know.
I don't know if you guys watched my previous. Wait, did I post it? I don't know if I posted it on this channel. Of the gooner that killed himself after he was exposed for gooning and the drive-through Bikini Bean. Was it this? Yeah, I think I did post it. That's gonna be the CEO of Twitch pretty soon. He's gonna be going through the Bikini Bean drive-through and yanking his shit. Bro's next. Bro's at Goonerville. Man.
Don't want this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these people.
Yeah, I saw that too, Carlito. That's crazy.
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up?
That's
so what's the big
Dan
deal with
Clancy.
Dan Clancy? Well, what
He's
happened
next up.
next
He's going to be
is
going
what really
visiting
made me
that
realize
bikini bean with no
how
pants on.
corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of
What?
Hassan's main
What does that
moderators.
mean?
She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual
Yeah, it's more
horrible
viewers than
person
I get.
Frogan is, so that you can
Sorry,
see who
Carlitos.
Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated $10K. Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you.
I think he's going on for Hassan's mods that have bashed Ethan. I don't think he's going through all of his mods because I know all of them did not bash Ethan, but Frogan was very outspoken. Frogan's also a public figure that streams herself and has bashed Ethan publicly. That's the only. I think that's one of the reasons why he's going after her. And as you know, Ethan, he don't give a fuck if you have five followers or 500,000 followers. He'll go out after you evenly.
You donate.
Ethan, if you're watching this, do not go after me, please. I do not want viewers on my channel. Please, please, please. I do not want anyone watching this video or any of my videos that will give me more views. Please.
But I won't throw it on you. You know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are going to say that. You know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Between, like, hey,
A what? That's pretty crazy. Honestly, that's pretty crazy.
I can put my money where
Just
my
imagine he was black and she's like, that's the N-word take.
mouth is. But I don't need to put your money there. I don't need to enter a fucking debate about whether that's worthwhile.
Take.
What? That's crazy. Or just imagine I was saying this. Hey, guys, I donated $10,000 to the deportation, how people that are getting deported. And then I think she's Arab, some Arab person commentating on my generous donation. That's some beaner ass take. What?
I know Arabs are dying, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you to donate. Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000 then. Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not
That is a crazy take.
against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000.
What? That is the craziest take I've heard in my life.
Keep your little chump change. Like, what do you want? Do you want me to say, like, congratulations?
Imagine being
No, you don't have to say anything. You're not affected by this. You live in America. Of course, you don't have to say anything about this. You're not affected by it at all. Don't say anything, actually. Just be like, nice.
Rogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her.
How am I? I've never seen this video, but how am I like getting every point that Ethan's about to make right? That's crazy.
Rent money on stream and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, no kids, you need to give that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test.
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get.
That's crazy. I do own a Camaro. But I have student loans, so I guess I'm not part of this.
PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on.
I mean, you live in America. You don't get health insurance. You still have to pay a copay, 50%, 20%. Even then, that's still crazy when the surgery is like 100,000. Yeah, you went to the hospital. You got Tylenol. Your Tylenol is like $500. Just one pill of Tylenol. So you basically are not getting anything. So
social media.
Welcome to America, baby.
And rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
America.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base? Like, am I supposed to be like I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines. But wait, there's more.
Okay? 6250. 9/11 baking stream with Raf and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raf, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
What the fuck? This cannot be real. Wait a minute. I never saw this before. This cannot be a real take from someone that said America deserved. Oh my God. This can't be real. I've never seen this before.
Was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023,
the morning of the massacre,
at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time.
At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted.
Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said. It's when she said it. While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean.
I'm grabbing him, Carlitos. I'm grabbing him. Put him in my pocket, though.
The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long. Dozens of them. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this. This woman should have moved on years ago to another.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, Carlitos. Yes, poor. Oh yeah, poor Israel. They're both killing each other. What do you? Of course, they're both in the wrong. They're killing each other over territory. That's horrible. Why should people fight over territory? Just be nice to each other. But anyways, yes. Poor Ethan. How dare Israeli people suffer? How dare, and then poor Frogan. How dare Palestinian people suffer? It's both. We do the exact. I don't know if you live in America, Carlitos, but we do the exact same thing. We did the exact same thing to Iranian people. So I'm not in the military. You're not in the military. You didn't do it. Our people did it. I've seen people burning alive and their skin falling off. Me too, Pinky. I did too. I watched those gore websites too.
Profession. But for some reason, Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support. And instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award, Together for Legendary Woman, in which she would get front page placement all year long.
Oh, my fault, Carlitos.
This is actually my favorite detail.
How dare I
about
assume
Frogan.
where you're
she
from?
won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys.
You saw it on Instagram. W Instagram. Free speech is where it's at. That's literally the W Mark Zuckerberg, right? Zuck knows where it's at. Honestly though, I've seen more deaths on Instagram than I've seen in the past like 10 years, basically. I see lots of accidents, deaths, all of it on Instagram. W Instagram. That's the real free speech place. And I'm here defending y'all's freedom. Yeah, Carlitos, you don't have to do that, man. Yeah, you go to college, bro. The military, you don't have to go do that, bro. Just go to college. Start a business. Go work. The burgers don't flip themselves, bro. Just put the fries in the bag, Carlitos.
She gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down. Rising Star twice. What's this fucking Mario Kart? You hit a
off
boost
as
up
much
there
as
or some
possible.
shit?
No, don't do it. You gotta do it. You gotta go on you gotta go see the raw, real. It's raw and real. You gotta go see it, Pinky. The H-1B Indian took my job. They took our jobs. They coming to America. There's tons of jobs now. They deported all of us, all of our all of my Mexican comrades. They're all gone, bro. Come to America, Carlitos. There's jobs everywhere now. They take our jobs.
Because Frogan is the two-time Rising Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute
We
long
love our
segment.
Mexicans. That's not what
Her
Trump
idea
said.
That was Twitch approved. An Arab to Jew racial tier list. So the premise is who can say habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab.
W's in the
And
chat,
at the
Pinky.
bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves
Sabra.
Now, why does Love Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh, yeah, and
Oh, chat.
Sabra
I need to
literally
go
means
grab something
a
real quick.
Jew that was
I'll
born
leave
in
the
Israel.
stream playing for
It
a little
also
bit,
plays
but
up
I'll
an
be right
anti-Semitic
back.
trope that
4
denies
seconds.
Jewish
I'm
identity
gonna run
in
and
the
get
Middle
that.
East.
Turn off
There's
my
this
camera real
idea
quick.
that Israelis are all
Here we
white
go.
colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide of real people, and then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny. But it's like those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra and make that like the staple hummus of America, insane.
It's super offensive to us. And like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like it's okay. People like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks. But like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys.
Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them
You're
of
funny,
stealing your
Carlitos.
culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one.
They're all laughing.
That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn giraffes.
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
What?
That was a joke. That was just a joke in my.
Is she a comedian? She must be a comedian.
Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
That's easy. That's
Definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her, more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pulled me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hassan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denham's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists, once again calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish,
She's
why
so
would they
quirky.
put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail, one of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me when he's not even featured in the game? Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real. It also doesn't help the case
I'm about to
that
ask
both my
DeepSeek
wife
to
and
summarize
Ben
this
Shapiro's wife
video
were
and
born
how hard
in
did
Israel,
Ethan
which
fail.
would make them Sabras. So Love Sabra literally.
Me
in
too.
this
After
case
this video,
means
you know
Jew
what?
lover. That
We'll
sounds
see. Actually, I'm excited to see what the I want to say backlash, but I want to see what the consensus is, what people really think. I know there's gonna be people talking about this, and I hope that they talk about it because I have more content to make, baby. I want to make more content about this, so I hope that it gets good reviews or bad reviews. Whatever review it gets, I'm gonna be talking about it. So
It's pretty racist.
let's do it.
And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main
Of
stage.
course, Carlitos. What are you
How
talking
is that
about,
even
bro?
possible?
I think I
Right
made
in
that
front of their
clear.
sponsors too. Chevron,
I think I made it clear. I'm not
Capcom,
sure.
and Samsung. This racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example of Twitch
This is the second time, not second, maybe like third or fourth time that he goes after sponsors.
management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Mary, thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about. And, looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban. Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy?
The June the King video was 1,000 times better. Don't know what Ethan was thinking. This was a below average takedown video.
They've been in. What the fuck?
I haven't finished it. We're almost done. We're about like 15 more minutes. I'll give you my intake, my output of this video in about 15 minutes.
These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discussed.
Ozempic eating Ethan's brain? It could be. Could be. Honestly, if you knew, he was having these takes when he was fat as fuck too.
Covered around the same time as this Arab tier list.
His takes were just as similar. He was just more lazy about it, but his takes were just as as similar to this.
That Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it, which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed. But Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced Twitch to respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business. He says he doesn't feel safe with Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can no longer trust him. When Israelis try to sign up, it gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything that suggests that you're ineligible because you're in Israel. So when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly.
Full IDF
and can
script.
confirm that unfortunately you are
What
not
the
eligible
fuck?
to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
How can Twitch say on one hand that they've reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know? This is all very fishy. A big media company like Twitch doesn't realize that their new account signups from Israel has completely flatlined? You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that? That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the little Houthi twink terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch. Welcome. I know we had gotten banned or whatever, or we got suspended, but I went ahead and appealed it, and we're back in the house, man. So for all the haters out there that were like, you know, oh yeah, they got banned on Twitch. Hey, be mad. Be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
They did stop them an hour later. All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time, and being 3 of the best-known anti-Semites
Guys, check out
on the
this mega
internet,
hype
seems to
takedown on Hassan.
clearly be
Spent
trying
the
to
whole
send a
video
message.
talking about
And then
every
it was
Hassan
discovered
adjacent thing
that Twitch's
possible. Imagine
head
drawing
of
the parallel
policy
to
and
Myron.
community guidelines.
I think he's not. I don't think it's. I guess it's like that. I don't know if you are been on the internet that long, Carlitos, but I don't know if you remember when iDubbbz did the exact same thing on Rice Scum, but he ended up talking about Jake Paul. It was like it was like the title, like, oh yeah, take our content nuke on Rice Scum, but it turned it out to be Jake Paul. I think he's just taking out anybody that criticized Ethan or was a figure into the criticism of him in Israel. So, which is all these people that he's talking about. These people are the ones that criticized him. What about Sam Hyde did iDubbbz to iDubbbz? Sam Hyde did to iDubbbz. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Did Sam Hyde did he do a content court on Sam Hyde? Or do you talk about like that? The iDubbbz did like a bait and switch on Sam Hyde.
Was previously fired from her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews.
That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too
I'll have to check it out. Yeah,
anti-Zionist.
I'll have to check it out. I don't really know about their beef. I just know that Sam Hyde and iDubbbz didn't like each other. I thought it had to do with a whole like bait and switch where iDubbbz was supposed to interview Sam and then like Sam did some kind of like gotcha moment to iDubbbz, and then iDubbbz didn't want to post it or something like that. That's what I know. My knowledge to those two is very minimal, but I'll have to do some research on that one.
And guess where her very next job was at? That's right, Twitch TV.
Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened.
That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite.
Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October 12th. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive. This entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th.
It's pretty wild, the beginning of the end. Now iDubbbz going live talking about how Anissa cucked him. Wait, no. That doesn't sound right. I'll do some research on that one. That doesn't sound like that. I don't think that's how it went down, at least in hindsight. The virtue signaling off the charts. I'll have to do some research on that one. I'm not really too familiar with that. I don't know if I believe what you just said, but hey, I'll look into it.
Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high and mighty for your cause?
100% real, no cap. Okay, all right, Carlitos. I get it. You're capping. I get it.
And inhuman for the innocents on the other side. This statement was made by the senior manager for inclusive marketing. Is that some kind of joke? Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch?
Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think it would be harder at this point to argue the opposite.
Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing by. Let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2011.
Is the difference?
This one, however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter, and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The silence is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with 2 Jewish women in social impact, who were both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism. I wouldn't really care about any of this.
If she
Who the hell is
wasn't the
Bridget?
head
Who
of
cares?
fucking
I
diversity
got a bridge to
at
sell you, my
Twitch,
friend.
What the fuck is happening here?
This is insane.
So with people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these
This is a
extraordinarily
Twitch takedown video
uneven
now, by the way.
enforcements of
I know.
the rules.
Yeah, it's progressed. I get it. It went from Hassan. I mean, how much dirt can he have in Hassan? He has an X amount of. This is an hour and 40-minute video. I think the first like 30 minutes, 40 minutes were Hassan takedowns, and then the next are his predecessors, his colleagues, people that were supporting him that were anti-Ethan. He's just taking down anybody that criticizes him. Ethan, if you're watching this, I am pro Ethan. Do not send your army towards me. I would hate to have lots of viewers on this channel. Please do not bring your people here. Please.
For example, this clip of the streamer Destiny. He was permanently banned for what he said here.
That community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like, it's the risk of me, like, ending up getting, like, permabanned and my life destroyed because of these, like, inbred fucking disgusting losers is, like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, fair enough.
Hey, John, you had one too many Ds.
Let's have a friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred, which results in a permanent ban. Okay, has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another fucking psychopathic settler, inbred fucking douchebag.
Anon is on PC?
Inbred fucking douchebags in the background,
that
dude.
mean?
A nation entirely comprised of messianic, inbred ultra-Orthodox psychopaths.
Oh, he's back to
These
Hassan.
Inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us
Anon is on
inbred,
point?
that we have
Oh.
no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture.
You want to see clips?
Inbred, 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 inbred.
The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
It's insane how conservative our country has gotten. 2020. Ethan is an illustration of the post-uprising right-wing trend. Wait, am I reading that right, VD? Wait, what? I don't think you're serious, VD. No, I understand that when he was H3H3 Productions, yes, he used to be very more obviously his content was more anti-justice social or what is it called? Anti-social justice warriors, very right-wing politics. But he did say, "Hey, I've grown up. I don't want to be that anymore," which is fine. I feel like people that grow up, they get a little smarter, and then they decide, "Hey, I don't want to be partaking in this hatred." So sure, he is not okay. He evolved to the opposite side, so now he hates the other side. Yeah, I guess it is pretty ironic that he switched from one side to the other. Let's call it grift, my friend VD. That is what a grift is. Remember when the Bernie was winning the primaries? That was a long time ago, and I don't think he was winning for long, Carlitos. He was winning for a small margin, if at all. he was winning by a small margin.
Hassan, a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
Inbred, ultra-Orthodox psychopaths.
Zero punishment. Hassan interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
That's it. Ethan was probably down with genocide, just was a little quieter. Yeah, VD. But how do you know that? What proof do you have that he was? I don't think there was ever been a video where it's like, yeah, let's just go ahead and pro genocide. Just because you never said it, that doesn't mean that you're pro it. You can just not say something even though you're not pro that. Where are you getting that from, VD?
Hassan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do like,
He never condemned his wife as a terrorist because she wasn't a terrorist. She was a secretary in the IDF, which is a mandatory service that all... Imagine that military was mandatory for all of us in the U.S., which is not, luckily. But if it was, and would you call everybody in the U.S. terrorists because we did the exact same thing to Iran? I don't think you would. But that's the perks that we have as American citizens. We don't have to be. This is not mandatory. Yes, 100%. You would say yes, Carlitos. So if somebody called you a terrorist, even though you were a maintenance guy that worked on cargo, you didn't do any shooting, you didn't even own a weapon. You probably didn't even know how to wield a weapon, but you were still part of the military. And people said, you're a terrorist because you were part of this military. You're like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it. For the excitement, because it was interesting than being secretary. She admitted this. For the excitement, because it was more interesting than being a secretary. Wait, what? every U.S. military veteran should have some humility about what they have deeply conflicted. You know what's so funny about that, VD? People in the U.S. at least, they praise veterans. They get special discounts if you're a U.S. veteran or a military person. We like, if you thank you for your service. We like raise the flag. We dap them up. Thank you so much. We dap them up and everything. But yet, when we see other countries do the same thing for their people, we're like, oh no, how dare you? Why are you dapping up the people that saved your country? Hell no. But when we see our fucking veterans riding in their mobility scooters, we're like, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your service. I can't believe it. And let me suck you off. Let me suck you off real quick. Let me suck you off. You get 30% discount on your groceries because you killed a ton of people.
Musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Zero punishment. Hassan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind.
Imagine
When I saw
venerating
he tweeted that, I said,
cannon fodder.
He's done after this for sure.
Bizarre.
For sure.
Bizarre.
For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22 in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself at home. So when Hassan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson, who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats.
Zero punishment.
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
And this isn't just a Hassan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay?
You cannot force your children to go into religious gatherings. It's considered a child abuse. What country is this, Belbo? Definitely not America, because they're still doing it to this day.
$30K to anyone.
It's also fake about his socialism, though.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get
Carlitos, you're a clown, bro.
not gonna fucking
Japan? Well, I don't live in Japan.
So easy.
In this case, I don't live in Japan, so I don't care what they do in Japan. The same takes that we're taking over here. If it's not happening to me, I don't care. So why should you? And just kidding. That's just the takes that the people are making over here. And ex Mooney spoke out of Abe's assassination, feeling empowered by Tetsuan Yama. What? That's crazy.
It will solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story, did receive a 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
I made this video for 2 reasons. First, to stop Hassan infiltrating mainstream media. Hassan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social...
He's hot. What do you expect, bro? Look at him. I envy him. His build. I wish I was muscular and hot like him.
Democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread progressive politics online to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hassan rubbing shoulders with
Smash. Next question. Come on.
anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable.
Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice. And so it is our moral imperative to enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know. And they should.
They do know. What are you talking about? I think they're just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to slap my label on anything nowadays. No, they don't do that. They obviously know.
We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over.
I think Ethan's a little mad in this case that he's not getting sponsors, but these people are.
ISIS recruitment videos and
Sure. Yeah, if it's propaganda towards this, what is it called? Terrorist organizations? Okay, then sure, but
it caused.
I don't think any of these, well, just except Hassan, these other people these smaller content creators, I don't think they partook, besides being associated with Hassan, in propaganda.
A brand exit.
Or platforming propaganda.
The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only.
Also, who knows? These CEOs can also be, hey, Hassan is actually in the right. You're wrong, Ethan.
Any reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one
moral imperative.
Conclusion. Fuck this dude.
There we go. That's exactly what you should have said in the first place. That's literally this whole hour and 43 minutes could be consumed in this 5-second segment. Here it is. This is literally what all he had to say was this.
Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
There we go. This could have been a short. I spent an hour and 43 minutes, and this could have been a short. But you know what? Whoever said that earlier, I don't know who it was, but hey, this didn't end with a hashtag visit Israel, or ad. But this could have all been summed up in a short. That's what I'm just gonna say about that.
The future of
W's in the chat. He had to say what he had to say, and it could have been summed up in a freaking short.
Your business is here.
All right, let's
With
end
Wix,
this
you
ad.
get advanced.
How dare I pay this man? How dare I pay this man any more than he's already getting paid? He's already a millionaire. How dare I watch an ad for him? He went us on in all the wrong ways. Which ways, Carlitos, should he have approached this? Mr. Know-It-All. What way should he have approached this, Carlitos? It's all a LARP and he needs to be called out. Wait, who's LARPing? Ethan? You think Ethan's LARPing? Okay, the socialism angle. I don't think Ethan is LARPing socialism, though. I don't think he's. You talking about Hassan? Yeah, Hassan definitely is LARPing socialism. Absolutely. The Alex is of it all. No, Ethan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hassan definitely LARPing. Yeah. Okay. I see that. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely, Belbo. And he is never going to admit it, Belbo, because that's what pays his mortgage. That's what pays his monthly payment on his Porsche Cayman. No, which one is it? Taycan. His Porsche Taycan or Taycan. His Porsche Taycan or Taken is being funded by the LARPing, so he can't come out and say that. It's not cheap. If he would have gone with the Camry, maybe he could have, been more upfront about his views and actually preached. What is it called? He would have actually practiced what he preached, but he's no. His Taycan is not paying itself. His $2 million house mortgage not paying itself. It's just a grift at the end of the day. Fuck you too, Bender. Fuck you too, Bender. So as big leftists never talk about contemporary revolution, like in India or the Philippines. Well, they're a little bit more behind, I guess, John. I don't know, have you been in India? Have you been to the Philippines? Their economy is not. They're not more advanced than us, John. But their feeling is as hell. But this is great. Honestly, this is gonna age like milk. I don't know. Actually, will Hassan respond? He has been in the Philippines, and the rev goes hard. Really? I'm gonna have to check it out. What I've seen, at least like touristy videos, it's not all rainbows and sunshine over there, John. Neither is it here, but it's worse over there. At least what I've seen. Look up National Democratic Revolution Front, New People Army. I'll have to look that up, John. But yeah, I hope that Hassan responds. If he does, maybe I'll do another live stream or another video about it. Something tells me he will, just because this was a huge targeted video towards him and the people he's surrounded himself with, his moderators, his friends, his people. So he will have to respond. What will he respond with? Not sure. Will he rebuttal any of the claims? Not sure. I think he might just summarize it as Ethan's just mad, Ethan crashing out, Ethan wrong, don't look into more. Just whatever he said, it's not true. He might just summarize it into that. But we'll see. I spent time in a garage dumping garbage dumps, taking care of kids. It's rough there for sure. Oh, really? Holy shit. That's crazy. What were they doing in the garbage dumps? Living there? It's insane, John. But yeah, I can't wait for the response. This is the disclaimer part of the show to ensure Daddy Ethan doesn't get mad. Please, Carlitos, please do not send this. I promise you guys, please do not send this clip or any of this stream to Ethan's subreddit. Please, I do not want him watching this. I don't want his fans watching this. Please, I do not want more views on this small channel that I've cultivated. So please do not share this with him or any of people that he knows. I don't want any hate. I don't want any viewers. Please. I want to make sure that no one has any criticism about me, because I am perfect. No criticism here, please. People live in the dumps. That's insane. But how so what was your so you're saying that people living in dumps is better than living here in America? I don't know. Shout out to the chat. We'll definitely be back. All right, sounds good. Sounds good, Carlitos. I'll be posting more daily videos, guys. As always, I post daily videos on this channel. Most of it having to do with drama happening on TikTok or on YouTube. But thank you guys again for watching. I really appreciate y'all. And be back. Support the channel, and whatchamacallit, hopefully Hassan responds so I have more content to make about this. If he doesn't respond, then I'm just gonna off myself. And guys, do not clip this, do not send this to anybody, because I don't want any more viewers on this channel. My small little channel here. I don't want to monetize this channel. Anyways, thanks for watching, for real though, for real. And you guys are real ones. You guys are all very politically inclined, and I love to see big brain in this. So big brain people only. All right, guys. Big peens, big brains, or if you're a girl, big boobs. I don't know what girls would consider a positive remark towards them. Big peen for the boys, big brain for the boys and girls, and big boobs for the girls only. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm out. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.